Guys, I was gonna go out and fly today, but as you can see, it's just it's a bit too windy, man. All the trees are blowing around pretty good. There's even some of the tall trees there are getting whipped around pretty good. So it's just it's too windy, man. There you go. It's too windy, so I figured I'd show you guys something else here. I've been working on the case on the clip on the bottom of the drone. I shaved it back. I'll go ahead and show that to you. I shaved it so that I could get air underneath so the barometer could breathe and the board would actually take in some air. So I shaved all that back. I'll go ahead and show a clip of that video here. The fun begins. Good enough to me. Let's take this inside and clean it up a little bit. Then it should be able to breathe. What do you think? Looks better, huh? A little more professional? That's what I thought. And it can breathe again. Took a little bit more weight out of there, but at least it can breathe. And it looks pretty good. I also was able to remove some weight from it. So now I just strapped the GoPro in and or the 4K camera there. And we are ready to go. I just need my launch box. Alright, so you've seen what I was going to do. I was going to do the 4K flight, but weather's not permitting. I don't want to take it up when it's this windy because it's got extra weight on it and it just much higher chance of VRS happening. Vortex ring state, for those of you who don't know what VRS is. And it's just going to be wobbly and windy and I'm just not make for good footage, so we're not going to do that. Today, what I am going to do is do different types of compass calibrations. I've got a little list in my head of ones that I've seen people say that work and what doesn't, and then we're going to compare it to the one that I do. Okay? So I'm going to take it outside in the driveway, and I'm just going to do different compass calibrations to see what causes toilet bowl, what doesn't. Now, bear in mind, I have a pretty good unit, and it's never really failed me once. So I can't guarantee this is going to be the same results for everybody, but I figured today I would just show everybody the differences between turning clockwise, turning counterclockwise, rotating on the ground, putting it in your hand. Let's do a bunch of different types of compass calibrations and see what works best. Even on a windy day where it's going to want to be blown around, we'll see which one's most stable. See you guys in a sec. Toodaloo. Alright guys, as you can see I'm out here in the driveway and it is definitely too windy to be flying today. There's just way too much wind, so we decided to make this video instead. The first compass calibration we are going to do is the one that I always do, that has always worked flawlessly for me. Now, like I said, I have a pretty good unit, so there's no guarantees for everyone else that theirs is going to work this good, but we will go ahead and start with my compass calibration. Let me set this down, let the gyros there stabilize. Alright, compass calibration 1 ready to go. So here's how I do it. Pick it up off the ground, grab it by the back with the two fingers like this, hold it as level as possible and start your turn. Wait for him to turn green, drop it down. Pinch it with the back of your thumbs. Okay. We'll go ahead and set that down now and wait for satellites. Connecting it for the first time, so it's going to take a second to pick up some satellites here. I will go ahead and skip ahead in the video here. Alrighty guys, I have 12 satellites, and like I said, it's a little windy. I'm also above a tree, so I don't expect the GPS lock will be amazing, but let's get this up in the air. As you can see, there is a ton of wind here. It's blowing around pretty good. You can expect to see some drift, that's for sure. So let's get it up there a little ways. Barometer's calculating, obviously. Holding its position fairly well despite the wind. Good amount of wind, so it's drifted about 2 feet right now, but it seems to be holding its position pretty well. Let's send it out here a little ways, and we'll let it chill there for a sec. See how it does. So you can see that it's fighting quite a bit of wind. It's jumping around and bumping around. The barometer's calculating for the wind, but it's staying pretty stable regardless of the wind. You expect that it's going to go up and down a little bit with the barometer. So it's now see, it's drifting a little bit right now, but it's going back to its position. So we know that's wind related. It's staying there pretty good. All right, so that was my way of compass calibrating it. Now let's try some of the other ideas that people have had. See what works best and what doesn't. Once again, I have a pretty good unit, so we'll go ahead and just turn this off. Look at that wind, man. That's crazy. It's definitely a good windy day out here. It's not a good day to fly the 4K camera up that high. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the transmitter. Oh, turn off the quad here. Next one we're going to do is the one that everybody seems to like to do, and that's the ground spin. So we'll go ahead and turn the transmitter back on. Shouldn't have any problems grabbing satellites now because we've already connected in this area. We will reach down here, plug this in, wait for the gyros. Alright, compass calibration 1. Let's do what everybody does now. I never recommend this. You always want to pick up your quad, but like I said, a lot of people do this, so as you can see, it's taking longer to do the first compass calibration. It should have already completed. There we go. And we'll do this little one that everybody does now. Alright, and we'll set it back down. I should have satellites, right? We should have satellites. See what we got. We got 12 and 7. You saw how long that took to compass calibrate it sitting on the ground, right? Okay, it's pretty windy on this one. We'll take off, see how it does. Now, like I said, I have a pretty good unit. It's never really had a problem with compass calibrations, but I'm just showing you guys the differences. I picked it up and spun, and it only took basically one spin. I had to spin it almost 3 or 4 times on the ground. So if that gives you an idea of the difference already. Pretty stable lock. Not doing too bad. Let's fly it over this way a little bit. Give it a second to handle itself. Oh, the wind's still bumping it around. There's about a 3 or 4 inch drift just like the other one. Alright. Now we're going to do that same test. But this time we're going to spin it counterclockwise, because everybody's always asking, what's the difference? What's the difference? Well, I don't know that there is, but we'll find out here in a sec. Motor's disarmed. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. Come back over here and unplug. Give it a second to sit. And almost plugged it back in without doing this first. Boop. Back to 4 or 5 satellites. Wait for it. This time we're going to spin it counterclockwise. Alright, on the ground. Here we go. Counterclockwise spinning. Yay. Okay. We should have satellites already again. We do. 12 and 8. Let's see what that did. This time we don't really have any wind going on. Oh, it's already drifted back. It's drifted back. Okay, so its start point was right there. It's already drifted over to there. It's doing quite a bit of movement with no wind. It's drifting horribly. It started over here, now it's way over there, and it's still continuing to go. So that's quite a haul. I don't know if I would consider that the most stable GPS lock to go from there to way over there. And it's still continuing to move. And it's still going that way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's not the best thing to do. Whoa. That was interesting. That's the wind messing with it there. There we go. We'll drop it right there. Alright, so I'm going to not recommend that to you guys. Let's not go counterclockwise, because that was some serious drift going on there. Alright, now we're going to do the hand fumble. This is the one everybody talks about here. This is the one that everybody likes to do when they get out to their area. Alright. So, let's connect it, wait for the gyros to stabilize. And we're going to go clockwise with this one. Alright, 8 and 12, compass calibration 1. Here's another one everyone likes to do. Spin it on their hand. Okay, and then the fun battery tray trick here. We'll do this one. A lot of people do this too. This is an interesting, very bad thing to do to your battery. Still got green lights. Still got green light. There we go. They turned off. Wow, look at that wind. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's spinning the prop. That's a brushed motor. That's pretty windy. I'm glad we're not in the air right now. So we'll give that a second to calm down. Alright, it looks like it's calming down again here. Okay, so that was the hand spin. Let's get this up in the air, see exactly how it reacts to that compass calibration. Okay, it's drifted 4 feet. It's drifted about 4 feet. It's coming back a little bit. Let's go ahead and take it over this way and see how much it drifts. I don't want it by the tree if it's going to be drifting a lot. Alright, so I took off here. It drifted all the way over to the tree. It's continuing to drift. It's starting to stabilize. Barometer's bouncing around a bit, but once again we still have drift. It's still going that way. Coming back. Barometer. Let's bring it up a little bit again. And that's wind pushing on it there. Oh, this one's stabilized finally, kind of, but there you go. There's some more drift for you. So, it's not my favorite one. That's alright, I guess. It's alright, I guess. Not the best. It works. Alright. Those are pretty much the ones that I can think of there, guys. A lot of people bring turntables out, but you saw the difference between clockwise and counterclockwise. That had some very serious drift. And I'm going to go ahead and do mine again one more time. And even with the wind the way it is, I'll turn off my transmitter. We'll come back over here. Oh, we'll unplug. Give that a sec. Turn the transmitter back on. Transmitter's now back on. Come over here. Plug back in again. Remember, guys, compass calibrations can have a very numbered of reasons why things happen. It all comes back to magnetic declination, basically. You don't want to be around big telephone poles or towers or anything. So, we'll pick it up, grab it by the back, try to hold it as steady as possible, do a nice slow rotation. Should turn green here in a sec. There we go. Pinch it down, hold it steady, do a turn, and we're good. Oh! Alright. Let's, man, this wind is just crazy. A very windy day. Alright, let's unlock. Let's go ahead and take off here. So, it drifted about 2 feet and then went back to its original destination, to where it started. It's getting pushed around a little bit by the wind, but it's definitely fighting it. As you can see, that's a pretty good wind. Let me bring it back this way. That wind is really hammering on it. Look at that wind, boy. Woo! That's a stable GPS lock if it's fighting that much wind like that, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it is staying right here. Come on, come on, come on. You guys see it for what it is. Look at that wind, man. Peeling through here. And it's staying right there. Barometer's bouncing, but it's doing a very good job of staying stable. So, which one do I suggest? I'm sure you guys already know. Well, guys, you've seen the difference in compass calibrations. I still suggest that you do mine. It's never failed. And the other ones I just feel cause a lot of toilet bowl. A couple of those worked all right. But like I said, everyone's quad is going to react a little bit differently. So I just wanted to go through all the different compass calibrations for you guys to show you what works, what doesn't. So counterclockwise may work for some of you, but that was a horrible 12-foot drift that started and it just kept going. So I do not endorse that one at all. Anyways, guys, Joe Marcia, I gotta get ready for work. Toodaloo.